Hello and welcome to another episode of the Nonstop Review. I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everybody.
And if you're a fan of the podcast, you probably know by now we do not like to mince words here, we like to dive straight in. So to that end, Rick, what are we doing today, buddy?
Steven Universe, Season 3, Episode 8, Mr. Greg. 3, 2, 1, and go.
That's going to get cut out of the recording, but I just did a mean fucking burp as you were introducing the episode. Now, as I was saying last episode, if this episode's the one I think it is, we're in for a bit of a downer time.
A little bit, but the episode itself is a pretty good one.
Oh, absolutely, and it ends with a net positive, but fuck is the meat of the episode quite depressing.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's that it's the first revelation, at least to me when I watched it, that Pearl is properly hurt by the stuff that happened between Rose and Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, he is back!
Yeah.
It's okay, I don't think he's getting MVP this time.
No, he ain't. Pepe's Burgers, we sell burgers.
Oh, that's why he got 10 mil. Oh yeah, because gems don't technically need to eat, do they?
No.
Amethyst just does it because it's fun.
Yeah.
Man, I also can't have burgers.
You choose not to have burgers.
Did she just blush because of the cute little burger icon?
I think so, yeah. Either that or she's blushing because of bringing up Rose.
Oh, did he mention Rose?
Yeah, remember when Rose came to my concert, blah, blah, blah.
Ah, okay. We don't talk about it, but there was a wicked threesome that night. Why did I say that? I'm sorry. This used to be a real fucking technique for, quote-unquote, picking up chicks.
Yeah, just being able to play a guitar and walk around and play it around and sing a little bit.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. I like how Steven is just up for joining in anytime someone's doing something remotely fun.
Yep, he knows the words.
They've got the same thinking face.
Yeah, I gotta love the Steven thinking face.
I like the change to a heavier guitar.
Yeah, because he's more excited now.
Man, I am kind of jealous of the length of his hair.
Yeah. It's like a Super Saiyan 3.
Just with a bald spot.
Yeah. Man, I can see myself ending up that way. My forehead is getting steadily bigger.
Oh, that's already it's starting. You're a big family. Greg's kind of... It's weird how Greg is your dad and yet he's treated more as the outsider.
Yeah.
Well, by Pearl, anyway. Amethyst gets on with him, and Garnet is kind of... Garnet's in a weird spot where she kind of sees him as another gem to a certain degree without... I'm wording it really weird, but you get me. Can you be classed as a bazillionaire when you've only got 10 mil?
All these people with dot eyes.
Yeah. Saves animation time.
Yeah, they're all copy-pastes.
Pearl actually feels violated. You could see it in her face. $100 for a table seems actually cheap nowadays.
I think the $100 was for him to do the thing.
Maybe so.
Which was bill it to his bank, so it'd cost even more than that.
Oh, Pearl is a treat.
Water slide in the room. No steak and brie.
Oh, she looks so good in a suit.
She does.
I'm just remembering when she fused with, fucking Rose. She had that dapper walk and that dapperness to her.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, fuck you! It's not a lot to say, really. It really hammers home the point.
Zonked out having a sleep.
Now, I remember the solo song being the actual fucking punctuation.
Apologies again for listeners who are only listening, although why would you? Because there's a song going on right now and it's a good one.
Man, I feel like all the cast of Steven Universe have got some real singing chops.
I think that's part of the casting part.
I fucking love that she's doing her sword moves with a rose.
Yep. While, like, tightrope walking on, like, a single sheet of glass.
She also doesn't know right now that Steven's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, the first time I saw this, I had no greater context. But this alone is just like, okay, it's very clear what has occurred.
Yeah. The imagery is not subtle. It's about as subtle as a brick hammer to... A brick hammer? Yeah, let's go with that. A brick hammer to the face.
Yeah, fuck it. That works. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the fucking range of emotion that they can convey on the faces with this art style really speaks volumes for why you should use this art style more.
Yeah. Big eyes that are easy to mutate, and a big mouth that you can make look smug or sad.
With a little bit more context, by the way, I just want to say, whenever we have a flashback from Greg's perspective, it doesn't look like they're playing games or fighting over Rose. Whereas from Pearl's perspective, that's 100% what's been happening.
Yeah. Chessmaster!
If this was a slightly older cartoon or aimed at older audiences, he'd be drinking a fucking double whiskey.
Yeah, be one of those, leave the bottle, he'd pour a glass out and then just drink from the bottle.
Yeah. That's a lot of money just to have him fuck off.
Yeah. Wasn't it a Trailer Park Boys thing of I'll pay you $1,000 to fuck off?
It's actually like $200. It's a very small amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just after Mr. Leahy comes out of jail and he's just like, listen, I'm going to pay you $200 to fuck off. And Leahy is just like, I'm manager of this trailer park. You can't tell me to do that. You need to watch Trailer Park Boys. It's really funny.
Yeah. Isn't there also an animation of it as well?
There is, but it's not as good.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember this because They don't reconcile, but they do. Because there wasn't really... It's so weird, because there's not a split. The only reason there's a split is because they haven't spoken to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like her defining character flaw. Rose Quartz always did exactly what she wanted.
Translation, Rose Quartz is a bit of a cunt.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about war criminals as well, we spoke about it when the episode came up where the crystal gems kind of didn't give a fuck about civilians.
No, they didn't. Case in point, Lapis.
Yeah. Who was a non-combatant, which is super against the Geneva Convention. Looking at you, modern times.
Yeah. But this was possibly before Geneva was even a place. Like, almost certainly before Geneva was even a place.
But you don't need the Geneva Convention to know something's a war crime.
Yeah. Oh, the dot eyes mine are back.
It's nice to see them just smile at one another. Doesn't he lose all his money in one episode or something ridiculous?
Yeah, I think he goes from being a 10 millionaire to a millionaire.
Which is still pretty good in this climate.
Yeah. Hey, hot dog duffel bag.
It's nice. It's so nice to see them get along.
Mm-hmm.
It's only taken fucking over 3 seasons. Oh, they're in Jersey.
Yeah.
So why Pete Shitty is such a shit? Oh.
Apparently.
Sorry anyone from Jersey, but everyone takes the piss out of you. There's got to be a reason for it. But yeah, what do you think of the episode, bud?
Yeah, it was a good, heartfelt episode. A slow one, but like we say, not everything has to be mile a minute to be good. And yeah, it had quite a few musical bangers. But how about you? What do you think?
I mean, we're getting into that territory where we're watching episodes that I've seen out of context, and my god, are they only improved by having even a little bit more context.
Absolutely.
Boy, that episode really makes me feel bad for Pearl, but it also does a really good job of making you feel bad for Greg.
Yeah, because he's getting shit on by a bitter ex-girlfriend for the entire life of his son, which is basically, 10 years?
I know he's a teenager because I remember when they mentioned it in the birthday, I'm like, fuck off, is he that old? He looks 10, but then that becomes a plot point, so...
Yeah.
But we should probably crack on, so to that end, Rick, favourite moment?
Favourite moment was the dot-eyed man going, boo! You ruined the song!
It was funny, but boy, what a dickhead.
Yeah, but it was because Pearl was being a dickhead and ruining the song and saying, no, I'm not, I'm no longer playing this game, sorry, bye.
But she didn't really ruin the song. She didn't want to dance with Greg because she wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and she was by the end of the show, which is fine.
And it just so happened to ruin the song.
But yeah, it stood out as a funny bit of boo. Like, the songs were all good, it's difficult to choose one, so I'm choosing the funny bit. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
My favourite moment is probably a very obvious one, and that's when they do the weird, wacky colour effect, and Pearl and Greg finally... Again, it's not really a reconciliation, but it is.
Yeah, it's like shared solidarity in loss.
It's just... It also really hammers home how sad it is that they could have been... Like, Pearl is never outright hostile to Greg, at least not on camera before now, not while Steven's around, but just imagining how much closer they could have been if they had this conversation sooner.
Yeah, I think part of it is that they don't have funerals the way that humans do.
Well, also, Rose is in a really weird spot in that she's not dead, but she is.
Yeah.
Rose is technically Steven.
Yeah, everything that she is still there, but the person is gone.
Which I'd argue is a good thing, because, again, cannot state this enough, Rose seems like a right... I'm gonna have to bleep that. Yeah, moving on before we go down a fucking spiral. Rick, MVP.
I'm giving it to Steven because his chessmaster tendencies in this is what brought Pearl and Greg together. Not forever and not like as you say, they're not properly reconciled, but they're more civil now. And it's because of Steven actually having the foresight to do it that brought about the episode.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think that was an intended consequence. Until they overheard Pearl singing, I don't think Steven specifically realised how bad it was.
Yeah, fair enough. But he had the foresight to bring it round at the time when he said, this is exactly why you're both here. That was kind of thing where I thought, yeah, this is getting the Emmy award, mate. But yeah, how about you? Who was your MVP?
My MVP is going to be Pearl.
Yep.
Because she is the one who had the baggage. Greg was always willing to let bygones be bygones, because of course he was. He won. But Pearl managed to, I don't know, look at things with a bit more of a neutral perspective and grow by the end of the episode.
Yeah, she's beginning to process things a little bit more rapidly than than she's been letting herself rest on her laurels and, like, not process it until this point.
Weird way of putting it, but okay.
Oh, it's the elf problem. You can have an elf who's still salty about something from 300 years ago, because to them, that's just a blink of an eye anyway.
I guess.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it, it's still an amount of growth, and hopefully they're going to show a bit more of Greg and Pearl not being outright antagonistic to one another. That's all I'll leave it at as.
Yeah, absolutely.
Join us again next week where we'll watch the next episode, and I've got no idea what it's going to be. I doubt it's going to be another one I've seen. So yeah, that'll be fun. Till then, keep yourself safe and keep yourself happy, guys.
Bye!